The Water Margin, Chapter 2.
The cosmic trigger. So the setting is Dragon Tiger Mountain. And our guy, Marshall Hongchen, he's supposed to be dealing with a plague, but he gets sidetracked by curiosity.
That's right. He goes up this mountain, and he insists on seeing this sealed place, the Hall of Demon Suppression. And the local abbot is practically begging him, don't do it, Tells him it's locked for a very good reason.
But Marshall Hong, he's got status, right? So he just ignores him.
Completely. Pulls rank, demands they break the seals. Total arrogance.
And inside this hall, what exactly was waiting? The text is super specific about this, isn't it? Like, it wants you to know the scale.
Oh, absolutely. It wasn't just, a few minor spirits. It was the whole lot. 36 heavenly stars and 72 earthly fiends. That's 108 potent demon spirits, the Mojin. Sealed up ages ago by this legendary figure, Elder Heavenly Master Dong Xuan Zenrin, under a big stone tablet with inscriptions, meant to stay sealed forever.
Right, so Marshall Hong pries it open anyway, and the abbot's final warning, what did he say would happen?
It was chillingly direct. He said releasing them will surely plague the living below. It wasn't just about destruction. It was about bringing suffering, chaos, disorder down to earth. Right. The second that seal broke, poof, 108 spirits scattered. And the text even throws in a poem right there to hammer it home.
Ah, the prophecy poem. It basically says the dynasty's toast now, right?
Yeah.
Something like, once the caverns open.
Since then, no peace but trouble springs from trouble. The state will be disturbed, war will rage. It locks it in. The consequences are immediate and unavoidable, all because of Hongchen's impulsive act.
So, okay, the cosmic chaos is loose. But like you said, it needs a human angle. And the book immediately points the finger not just at Marshall Hong, but also at this other figure, Gao Qiu.
Exactly. The blame is shared. Hongchen let the demons out up in the mountains, but the narrative pivots straight to Gao Qiu down in the capital. He's positioned as the perfect vessel ready to ride this wave of disorder, almost like the chaos was just waiting for him.
Which is fascinating because the political world he's about to stumble into was actually pretty stable at that point, wasn't it?
Totally stable. I mean, you look at the succession before this mess starts. Emperor Renzong ruled for 42 years, solid. Then Yingzong, just 4 years, but then Shenzong for 18. And then the current Emperor Zizong. It was orderly, predictable, no coups, no major upheavals.
It makes Gao Qi's story even more jarring then.
Exactly. It highlights how out of place his rise is.
So introduce us to this Gao Qi. What's his initial description? It's not flattering, as I recall.
Not at all. He's called a floating, broke young man from the capital, Bianliang. Basically a drifter, a nobody. He apparently knew a bit about fighting spear and staff stuff, but that wasn't his claim to fame.
No, that was the kickball, Kikiu.
Yes. His supreme skill was kickball. And the text really emphasizes this because it feels so random. It wasn't military strategy or statesmanship. It was kicking a ball.
And it even shaped his name, right? He wasn't always Gao Qiu.
Right. Originally, he was just Gao II. Right. But his kickball game was so legendary in the capital, people started calling him Gao Qi, using the character for ball. Gao Ball, basically.
Gao Ball.
Yeah. And later, when he made it big, the sources make a point of saying he kept the sound, but changed the character or swapped the ball, radical for the person, radical. So Gao Qi, the official, trying to, sanitize his past a bit.
But before that respectability, he got into quite a bit of trouble. Something about helping a rich man's son.
That's the story. He got involved in some shady dealings helping Wang Yuanwai's son, and it ended badly. The prefecture governor came down hard, 20 strokes with the cane, and kicked out of the capital. Permanently. Total disgrace.
But he's persona non grata in Tokyo. Where does he go?
He had to flee. Ended up in Linwai Prefecture for about 3 years, shacking up with a guy named Lu Delong. The text says he was a gambler who liked having hangers-on. Gao Qiu only managed to sneak back to the capital after Emperor Ziyazong declared general amnesty. One of those big symbolic gestures after a state ceremony.
Okay, so the amnesty wipes his criminal record clean, legally speaking. But he's still Gao Ball, the broke drifter, right? No connections, no real prospects.
Pretty much. He's back, but he's still a burden on Lu Delang, his host. And this is where you see this weird chain of patronage begin, like passing the buck, but with a person.
The hot potato of Gao Qiu.
Exactly. Lu Delang wants him gone, so he writes a letter and sends Gao Qi to a drugstore owner he knows back in Tokyo, Dong Jiangxi.
And Dong Jiangxi, he wasn't thrilled, was he?
Not at all. The text gives us his internal thoughts. He immediately pegs Gao Qi as untrustworthy Meizhen Xingdaren. He's actually worried Gao Qi will be a bad influence on his kids, but, social obligation. He takes him in to avoid offending Liu Delane, but he wants him out ASAP.
So he passes the potato.
Right away. He finds an excuse. Oh, I need to find you a better path, and palms him off onto Scholar Sue. Little Sue, they call him.
And Scholar Sue, same reaction.
Instantly recognizes that floating quality and thinks, nope, can't have this guy around. But again, etiquette. Don't just throw someone out. So he finds another connection.
This is getting complicated. Who's next?
This is the key step. Scholar Sue sends him to Marshal Wang Jingking. Now, this guy is important. He's the imperial son-in-law.
Ah, okay. So Gao Qiu is suddenly very close to the inner circle.
Potentially. And Marshal Wang is different. Unlike Dong Jiangxi and Scholar Sue, who were cautious, Marshal Wang is described as someone who loved elegant and refined figures, Feng Liu Renwu. Maybe a bit superficial.
Sounds like it. So he liked Gao Qi's style.
Apparently. The source suggests Wang just liked his vibe, his look. Maybe Gao Qi cleaned up well. Anyway, Wang takes him on as a personal attendant, a kinsui, basically a glorified gopher, but still, he's inside the marshal's household.
And this proximity leads directly to the kickball incident.
Precisely. Marshal Wang is hosting a birthday party for his own brother-in-law, Prince Duan. This is Emperor Shenzong's 11th son, also the Emperor Zizong's younger brother. A very big deal.
Okay, Prince Duan, what's his deal?
The text paints him as this ultra-cultured guy.
Hey.
Master of everything zither, chess, calligraphy, painting, flute, singing, and crucially, kickball. He loved the arts, high and low. A Renaissance man almost, but maybe more of a dilettante.
Got it. So at this party.
During the visit, Prince Duan really admires these 2 jade lion paperweights on Marshal Wang's desk. Exquisite things. Wang, being the generous host or maybe trying to curry favor, promises to send them over the next day, along with a matching jade dragon brush rest.
And guess who gets assigned the delivery job?
You got it. Marshal Wang entrusts these incredibly valuable, delicate jade items to Gao Qiu, the guy Dong Jiangxi didn't trust near his kids.
Unbelievable carelessness.
Monumental. So Gao Qiu heads over to Prince Duan's residence with the jade. He gets there, and what does he find? The prince is out in the courtyard, playing kickball with some attendants.
Wow. Okay. The stars are aligning. Or the demons are.
It's perfectly set up. The ball goes flying, the prince misses his kick, and it rolls right towards Gao Qi, who's just standing there holding a box of priceless jade.
Don't drop the jade, but also the ball.
This is it, his moment. All that time spent being Gao Ball pays off. He reacts instantly, doesn't fumble, doesn't hesitate. He executes this specific fancy kick. The text calls it the Mandarin duck kick, Yuyongumi.
The Mandarin duck kick. Sounds elegant.
It must have been. He sends the ball back to the prince perfectly, flawlessly.
And the prince's reaction forgets the jade lions.
Completely. He's ecstatic, Jian Ladai. Sees this incredible skill and is totally captivated. He keeps Gao Qi there overnight, talks to him, and basically decides on the spot, I need this guy. He immediately arranges to formally request Gao Qiu from Marshal Wang.
Not because he needs an attendant, but because he needs a kickball buddy.
Pretty much. The excuse is personal attendant. But the real reason everyone knows is the kickball skill. That one kick just changed Gao Qi's entire trajectory.
From disgraced drifter to favored attendant of a prince, just like that.
Just like that. The jade delivery became completely secondary.
And then things accelerate even faster, right? The political situation shifts dramatically.
Shockingly fast. Less than 2 months after Gao Qiu joins Prince Duan's household, Emperor Zizong dies, and he hasn't named a crown prince.
Oh, wow. So, a succession crisis?
Potentially. But the court moves quickly. They decide Prince Duan, Gao Qi's new patron, is the successor. He becomes Emperor Huzong. The kickball-loving prince is now the Emperor of China.
And you can guess what one of his first priorities is.
Rewarding his kickball friend.
Yeah.
Emperor Huzong immediately wants to promote Gao Qi. Now, the text mentions they go through the motions, talk about needing border achievements, listing him with the Privy Council, bureaucratic hoops.
But it's just for show.
Absolutely. It's a done deal. Huzong wants him promoted, so he gets promoted. No real merit required.
And how high does he jump?
It's staggering. Within 6 months, Mei Banyan's Ji Gao Qiu goes from being a newly acquired attendant to the Grand Marshal of the Imperial Guard, the Dian Shui F. Taiwei.
Grand Marshal, that sounds incredibly powerful. What does that role actually involve?
It's huge. The Taiwei commands the elite imperial troops stationed right there in the capital. It's one of the most critical military positions for maintaining stability and protecting the emperor. giving that job to Gao Qi.
A guy whose main qualification is the Mandarin duck kick.
Exactly. No military experience, no demonstrated loyalty beyond flattering the prince, no strategic sense. It's putting an incompetent, likely corrupt opportunist in charge of the capital's entire defense. It's basically inviting the chaos the 108 spirits represent right into the heart of the government.
It really is the perfect storm, the celestial forces unleashed and the perfect human agent ready to exploit the ensuing weakness promoted by a frivolous emperor.
And that poem the source uses really nails it, doesn't it? It talks about the kickball society and how power was seized, relying entirely on feet and hands. It explicitly links his physical skill, that kick, to his political power. An absurd foundation for command, which, as the story unfolds, leads directly to conflict and suffering.
Instructor Wang Jin, this guy with amazing military skills and his collision course with the new boss, military commissioner Gao Qiu, who happens to be his old enemy.
Yeah, and the big question, the one we really need to dig into, is this. You've got talent, you've got integrity, but you're in a system that suddenly values connections. Loyalty, maybe fear over actual skill. How do you possibly survive when your direct superior, the guy with all the power over you, actively hates your guts?
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. The change in management. Gao Qiu gets the big job military commissioner.
Huge job, massive power. And like any new boss coming in, especially at that level, the first thing is the roll call.
Right. Show up, pledge loyalty, make sure the accounts are square. Everyone knows the drill.
Exactly. All the officers, generals, staff, you have to be there. It's this big formal ceremony. High stakes. And straight away, Gao Qi zeroes in on the one empty spot. The one man not there.
Instructor Wang Jin, the guy who trains the Imperial Guards, no less. A pretty important figure.
Very important. And look, Wang Jin's office did the right thing. They filed the paperwork, a formal sick report, said he was ill. Apparently he was traveling with his elderly mother, genuinely wasn't well.
But that doesn't matter to Gao Qiu, does it?
Not one bit. The problem isn't the sickness itself, it's the timing. For a brand new commissioner, any absence, especially on day one.
It's like defiance.
Exactly. He sees it as a challenge, a refusal to acknowledge him. Gao Qiu just explodes, calls the report nonsense. He immediately accuses Wang Jin of faking it, just shirking duty to be leisurely and happy at home.
And what's really telling, for anyone studying power is that it's not about military readiness. It's not about performance.
Nope. It's purely about Gao Qiu stamping his authority. Total unchallenged power. He doesn't care about procedure. He just says, drag him in here, now.
So Wang Jin, sick or not, he has no choice. He shows up.
Right. He gets there, does everything by the book. The 4 bows, the respectful greeting, stands aside, totally compliant. But then Gao Qi just lets loose. And it becomes clear this isn't just about missing the meeting. It's personal.
Well,
deeply personal.
He goes after his family history, right? Doesn't even acknowledge his rank.
Yeah, he sneers at him. Asks if he's the son of Wang Sheng. The guy who used to sell medicine and do martial arts demos on the street. It's a total class insult, designed purely to humiliate him in front of everyone.
And that's the moment the penny drops for Wang Jin.
Oh yeah, the aha moment. Suddenly this bureaucratic nightmare turns into something much, much worse. Life or death.
Yeah.
Wang Jin looks up, sees that sneering face, and recognizes him. He realizes the powerful military commissioner is actually Gower.
Gower. The street tough.
The very same. A low-ranking layabout from the capital back in the day, and the memory floods back. Wang Jin realizes why Gao Qiu hates him so much. It's because Wang Jin's father beat Gower soundly in a public staff fight years ago.
You're kidding? His dad beat him up.
Beat him badly enough that Gower was laid up for months. 3 or 4 months, the text says. And that humiliation, that physical defeat from decades ago, is the entire reason for this massive state power bearing down on Wang Jin now.
Wow. So a street fight from the past is now driving military policy.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate example of personal vendetta hijacking the system. Gao Qiu sees Wang Jin recognize him, and he just snaps. Orders his men, seize him, beat him.
But the other officers step in.
Thankfully, yes. There's a flicker of decency. The text mentions many of them actually liked Wang Jin, respected his skill. They plead with Gao Qiu, it's your inauguration day, sir. Maybe show some clemency. They managed to delay the beating.
Delay, but not stop.
Right. Gao Qiu backs down, but only slightly. His carding shot is chilling. I spare you today, but tomorrow. Tomorrow I will deal with you. No ambiguity there. No chance of a fair hearing.
And Wang Jin leaves, knowing it's hopeless. That leads to his famous line, right?
The crucial realization. Tech, don't fear the official. Fear the one who manages you.
Meaning, it's not some abstract authority you need to worry about. It's your direct boss.
Exactly. The person who controls your daily life, your assignments, your evaluations. When that person is your enemy and their motive is pure revenge disguised as management, you're trapped. The system won't protect you. It's unwinnable.
So escape is the only option left.
Absolutely. That immediate terror forces the decision. Wang Jin gets home. He and his mother talk it through. Well, they grieve first, probably, but the strategy kicks in. His mother actually voices it, using that old wisdom.
Of the 36 stratagems, running away is the best.
I love that. It's basically a tactical retreat, right? When you know you're going to lose catastrophically, the smartest move is just to survive.
Precisely. Live to fight another day, or in this case, just live. So, first big decision. Where to run?
They pick Yan'an Prefecture. Why there?
Good question. It's strategic. Yan'an is out on the frontier. That's where the old respected general-in-chief is stationed. It's a border region facing real threats. So unlike the capital, which runs on connections and sucking up.
Yan'an actually needs people with real military skills, like Wang Jin.
Exactly. They need competence out there. So it's a place where his talents might actually be valued, even needed.
Okay, destination set. But getting out of the city, that's the immediate problem, especially with Gao Qi watching him. Right, the clock is ticking, and Gao Qi's already assigned 2 guards, Zhan Pai and Li Pai, specifically from his office, their job, to wait on Wang Jin, but really...
But watch him. They're basically spies. Human tripwires.
You got it. So Wang Jin, the military instructor, now has to become, like, a spy master. He needs to use the guards' own routines, their own sense of duty, against them. He comes up with this brilliant 2-step plan to neutralize them. Get him out of the way so we can slip out.
Okay, break it down for us. Stage 1.
Stage 1 is isolation. He plays on religious duty. Calls in Zhang Pai, the first guard, in the evening. Tells him, look, I was sick. I made a vow. Need to offer incense at the Yu Temple tomorrow morning. It's outside Swanzhou Gate.
Okay.
So he tells Zhang Pai, you need to go there tonight. Tell the caretaker to open up early, get 3 sacrificial animals ready, and the key instruction, you need to stay there overnight, Zhang Pai, to make sure it's all set.
Got it. So guard number 1 is now miles away, busy, and stuck there till morning.
Perfect. Now, stage 2, displacement. He needs to get the second guard, Li Pai, out of the picture too, without making him suspicious.
How does he manage that?
He waits until the 5th watch. That's, really early morning, still dark. Prime time for a getaway. He calls in Li Pai, gives him silver, tells him, go join Zhang Pai at the temple.
Sending him to the same place.
Yep, take this silver, he says, and use it to buy the animals and help cook the sacrifices. So now both guards are together, far from the house, busy with this religious task. Wang Jin himself assigned them. They think they're doing their duty for him.
That's incredible. He used the very rituals of piety and duty to create his escape window. It's like building a fake reality for them.
It is. They're diligently following orders, being good subordinates.
Yeah.
And completely failing at their actual mission, which was surveillance. The coast is clear. Wang Jin doesn't waste a second. Gets his mother on the horse, packs only the light stuff, silks, silver, leaves the heavy furniture.
Smart travelite.
Locks the doors, slips out through the West Hua Gate, and they're off, heading towards Yan'an.
Okay, so the escape itself is clean, but what about the guards? What happens when they realize?
Well, they eventually meet up, do the cooking, wait around. Wang Jin never shows. It gets to midday. They start to panic.
Uh-oh.
They rush back to his house. Doors are locked. They search everywhere, waste a whole day looking for him. Nothing.
They must be terrified. They know who assigned them.
Oh, absolutely. They know they've failed Gao Qi, so eventually they have to go back and report. They tell him Wang Jin has abandoned his home and fled.
And Gao Qi's reaction?
Predictable fury, total rage. He immediately puts out warrants. Everywhere, all prefectures, he labels Wang Jin a fugitive soldier. Casts this huge net.
So while Gao Qi is setting up this massive manhunt, Wang Jin and his mother are already on the road.
Yeah, they've got a head start. They travel for a month or more, the text says. Rough journey, eating when hungry, drinking when thirsty, moving constantly. But they feel this sense of relief, too. They've escaped the peril of the Skynet and Earth snare.
That's a great phrase. The net of the bureaucracy.
Exactly. They're out of Gao Qi's immediate reach. But, running isn't easy. Nature has its own challenges.
Right. They're safe from the political net, but not from exhaustion or hardship.
Precisely. And one evening, they miss their intended lodging place. It gets dark. They're stuck. Then they see a light off in a forest.
Risky, maybe, But they don't have much choice.
No choice. So they head towards the light. And they find, well, they'd stumble into a completely different world.
What do they find?
Not just a house, but a huge estate. A teia. The description is amazing. It tells you so much. It's got these big earthen walls all around it, hundreds of huge willow trees, signs of serious security and prosperity.
Sounds impressive.
Totally. It talks about thousands of workers, livestock everywhere, cattle and sheep filling the ground, countless servants. This place is practically a fortress, but it feels different from the capital. This wealth seems rooted, stable, not just based on who you know.
So what happens? Do they get help?
Wang Jin approaches cautiously. Uses a fake name, Zhang. Asks if they could possibly pay for a room for the night. Offers room money. No. And the owner, this elderly man, the patriarch, maybe around 60, he just welcomes them straight in. No hesitation.
Really? Just like that?
Yep. Offers them wine, food, 4 dishes, a plate of beef, real hospitality. He even jokes, saying something like, who carries their house on their head these days? Basically, of course you can stay. Don't be silly asking to pay.
Oh, wow. From the peak of political backstabbing to just simple human kindness. That's quite a contrast.
Isn't it? A huge pivot. They fled malice, and they've run right into generosity. But the journey, it's taken its toll.
What happens?
The next morning, they don't get up to leave. The host checks on them, finds Wang Jin's mother is really sick.
Oh, no. What's wrong?
The text calls it heart pain or maybe severe stomach trouble. Basically, the stress and fatigue of traveling for over a month has caught up with her. She's collapsed.
So the escape plan grinds to a halt.
Completely. Wang Jin, this master strategist, the guy who outfoxed the entire commissioner's office, he's now stuck, totally dependent on the kindness and maybe the local medicine offered by this stranger in the middle of nowhere. His urgent flight from political danger is stopped dead by the simple, unavoidable reality of his mother's health. The local landowner's son, Shijin, young, maybe 18 or 19, rich kid, basically.
But dedicated to martial arts. Practices all the time, apparently famous locally, but maybe famous for the wrong reasons.
Well, yeah. He's known for his skill, but also for these really spectacular tattoos. 9 dragons across his shoulders, chest, arms. They call him 9-tattooed dragon.
Okay, so he's got the look, got the reputation.
He thinks he's got the skills, too.
Wang Jin and his mother are staying at Shi Jin's family manor. Shi Taigong, the father, is hosting them while Wang Jin's mother recovers from an illness.
And Wang Jin, being the military man, he's out checking his horses one day. Sees Shi Jin practicing in the courtyard.
Shirt off, showing off the dragons, practicing his staff moves.
Exactly. This is Shi Jin in his element. Famous, admired, probably feeling pretty good about himself. Wrapped in his reputation, you might say.
He sounds like, the high school athlete who looks amazing in drills but hasn't faced real competition.
That's a good way to put it. He's all flash. But Wang Jin, the pro, he's watching. And he's not impressed.
Does he say something right away?
He watches for a bit, then he just drops this critique. Says Shi Jin's technique is, quote, good, but has flaws.
Ouch. Okay.
And then the real zinger, cannot defeat a true hero.
Whoa, okay, that's got to sting. Especially since Shi Jin apparently studied with 7 or 8 famous masters.
Yeah, he basically had the best, most expensive training money could buy in that county, and this stranger just, dismisses it all.
So Shi Jin must have flipped out.
Oh, absolutely. The text says he's enraged. He demands a duel. But interestingly, there's a little seed of something else there. He says basically, if you beat me, then I'll accept you as my master. So, anger, but maybe. A tiny bit of doubt already.
Okay, the duel. This is the pivotal moment. How does it go down on the sword?
Shi Jin attacks first. Full bravado, spinning his staff like a wind wheel, all visual intimidation.
Trying to overwhelm him with the flashy stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Wang Jin, he treats it like a training exercise. Uses pure strategy.
How so?
He steps back, makes it look like he's retreating. Then he turns, fakes this big, wide, sweeping blow.
A standard move Shi Jin would recognize.
Probably. Something predictable, but it's a setup. At the very last second, Wang Jin snaps the staff back and executes this incredibly fast, direct thrust right at Shi Jin's chest. Calls Jiao.
Jiao. A deceptive thrust.
Totally unexpected. Pure economy of motion. Shi Jin is completely fooled by the feint. Drops his staff. Falls right on his back.
Wow. So the flowery style just collapsed instantly against real technique.
Instantly. The difference between performance and combat laid bare right there on the courtyard floor.
But wait, the source says he goes from furious to kneeling almost immediately. How does that happen? That's a huge psychological leap.
It is fast.
Yeah.
But I think it actually speaks well of Shijin, strangely enough. He wasn't just about ego. He clearly had genuine dedication, even if his training was, well, bad.
So the shock was so profound it bypassed the anger.
I think so. He gets up and, according to the text, he immediately says his old teachers, all 7 or 8 of them, were not worth half a point. He recognized Wang Jin didn't just beat him. He exposed a fundamental flaw.
He saw the truth, basically.
Yeah, and knew he needed that kind of skill. So he kneels. He wants the real deal.
That must have impressed Wang Jin. But Wang Jin still got this Grand Marshal chasing him. How does he square teaching someone with needing to, disappear?
He lays out the terms. He says, look, I have to get to Yan'an Prefecture eventually. It's a border region, needs soldiers, safer for him there. He'll teach Shijin, but it's temporary. There's a deadline.
Okay, that makes sense. And Wang Jin's assessment of the old training. That's key, right?
Absolutely key. He calls it Huabeng, flowery staff.
Yeah.
Looks great. Complements the dragon tattoos perfectly. But Sheng Zheng Wu Yang, useless in battle. That's the core distinction. They're shifting from art to warfare, from looking good to staying alive.
So what's the curriculum? Does Wang Jin just fix the staff work?
Oh, no. He goes all in. He promises to teach Shijin the full 18 kinds of martial arts. The Shibaban Wu Yi.
18. That sounds like everything.
It pretty much is. It's not just one weapon. It's a comprehensive military education from an Imperial Guard master.
Can we list them? I mean, what does that even include?
Sure. The source gives us spear, mace, bow, crossbow, firearm whip, rod, sword, chain, claw, axe, battle axe, halberd, pike, shield, staff.
Stuff. Okay, we knew that one.
Right. And the spear, again, maybe different types, like short and long.
Yeah.
And finally, trident or pine.
My goodness, that's insane. How long would that take?
You'd think years, right? But the text says over half a year.
Half a year to master 18 different weapon systems.
Utter mastery, it says. He learned the Ao, the mysteries or profundities of each one. It suggests it wasn't just memorizing moves, but understanding the core principles.
That initial humiliation must have really focused his mind.
It seems like it unlocks something. Incredible focus, incredible dedication for 6+ months, driven by Wang Jin's expert teaching, of course.
So that half year passes. Shijin is now basically a one-man arsenal.
And Wang Jin decides it's time. He and his mother need to leave for Yan'an before Gao Taiwei catches up.
Shijin must have wanted him to stay.
Desperately. Even offers him a huge gift, 100 taels of silver to stay, or just as a thank you. But Wang Jin knows it's too dangerous. They leave.
So Wang Jin is gone. What happens next?
Well, life moves on for a bit. But then, maybe 3 or 4 months later, Shijin's father, Shi Taigong, passes away.
So now Shijin is the head of the household, the landowner, no more supervision.
Exactly. He's in charge. And almost immediately, trouble finds him.
The timing is pretty convenient, narratively speaking.
Almost supernaturally so. Just as he steps into this leadership role, the need for real practical martial skill arrives on his doorstep. Literally.
How? What happens?
He bumps into a local hunter, Li Ji, known as Hunting Rabbit, and Li Ji tells him why hunting's been so bad lately.
Let me guess. Bandits.
Bingo. But not just a few stragglers. A full-on organized group of strongmen have set up a big camp on nearby Mount Shawa.
How big are we talking?
The intel is specific. 500 to 700 followers. 100 good horses. They are actively raiding and robbing.
So, a serious force. What about the local authorities, Huayan County?
Completely outmatched or unwilling to act. The source mentions they've offered a reward 3,000 cash, which is apparently pathetic. Nothing for taking on this kind of operation.
And these bandits have leaders with colorful names.
Oh, yeah. Zhu, called the divine strategist.
Yep.
Chenda, the leaping tiger. And Yang Chun, the white flower snake. They sound like they mean business.
A strategist, a fighter, and a snake. Okay, this sounds like a real threat right next door.
And Shijin sees it immediately. He realizes, quote, they must eventually harass the village. The threat isn't abstract anymore. It's coming for them.
So that Shibaban Wu training isn't theoretical anymore.
Not at all. This is the moment. He stops being the student, the 9-tattooed dragon. He instantly becomes the protector, the community's military leader.
What does he do?
No hesitation. He organizes, kills 2 cows, gets wine. This is like a traditional way to seal a pact and rally people, and calls together all the households in Shikamli village, maybe 300 or 400 families.
Sets up a militia.
Essentially, yeah. A defense pact. Everyone gets weapons ready. He sets up a signal system. If the bangzi, the gong or drum at his manor sounds, Everyone has to respond.
But he takes the lead.
Absolutely. He
Yeah.
reassures them, I'll handle the main fight. He steps up completely. The transformation from that humiliated kid in the courtyard is complete.
It really is incredible how fast it happened. Less than a year, from flowery staff enthusiast to tactical commander ready to fight off hundreds of bandits.
All triggered by that one moment of failure, that one critique from Wang Jin. And then the 6 months of brutal practical training just gave him the tools.
These 3 leaders from Mount Shaohua,
Bandit chiefs, kind of desperate.
they're in real trouble. Big shortage of supplies.
Qianliang, Qinyang, Xiao, the sources call it.
Right.
Basically, they're running out of food and money.
Exactly. And on top of that, Huayan County, it's posted this huge reward for them. 3,000 yuan.
Whoa, okay, let's pause there. 3,000 yuan. That's not just pocket change, is it? What does that actually mean in context?
Well, the sources imply it's massive, like maybe 10-year salary for a typical local official. It's serious money.
So it's designed to turn everyone against them, makes them targets.
Absolutely. They're starving, and there's this huge incentive for anyone to capture or kill them. So naturally, they need a plan to get provisions.
But the strategy meeting kind of breaks down, doesn't it? Because of the personalities involved?
Yeah, the leadership dynamics really mess things up.
Okay, before the actual fight, let's break down this trio. Because you're right, it seems like a classic case of brains versus brawn. Or maybe ego. Who are they?
So first up, the leader, the chief, is Zhu Wu. His title is the Divine Strategist Shenzhou Yumshi.
Okay, divine strategist. Sounds impressive.
He is. From Dingyan, uses twin swords, but his real strength, strategy. The texts explicitly compare him to Zhuge Liang.
Wow, the Zhuge Liang. High praise.
And they say his cunning is superior to Fan Li's. So he's the thinker, the planner, master of formations, that sort of thing.
But crucially, the sources also mention he's not much of a fighter himself, right?
Yeah.
Something about not having 10/10 skill.
Exactly. And that's important. It suggests his authority relies purely on his intellect, which, can be fragile in a band of outlaws.
Makes sense. It sets up the tension. So who challenges him?
That would be Chen Da, the leaping tiger, 2J and H'en. He's the muscle.
Ah, the leaping tiger. Got it. The brawn.
Totally. From Yesheng, uses this massive 18-foot spear with a white tip. He's described as strong, loud, crude temperament. Impatient. Thinks charging in is the only way.
Okay. Strategist and the tiger. Who's the third?
Yang Shen, the white flower snake, by Hushe. From Puzu, uses a big pole blade. He seems to be, more aligned with Zhuwu, the cautious one.
Right. So they need supplies. The argument starts. Chinda, the tiger, wants to raid Huayan County.
Yeah, the very same wealthy county that put the bounty on their heads. It's bold, maybe foolish.
And Zhuwu and Yang Chun disagree.
Strongly. Yang Shen suggests Puchun County safer, less populated. Both he and Zhuwu warn Chenda. Going to Huayan means passing Shi village.
And Shi village is home too.
Shi Jin, the 9-tattoo dragon. They call him a dachshund, a fierce tiger. They know better than to provoke him.
But Chenda, he's the leaping tiger. He doesn't back down.
Nope. He sees their caution as weakness, accuses them of longing others' morale and extinguishing their own might. Classic hothead move.
Pride before a fall, maybe.
Pretty much, he basically ignores them, grabs about 150 followers, and storms off. Decides he'll hit Shi Village first just to prove he can.
Oh boy, so he throws strategy out the window for ego.
Completely, and runs right into Shijin.
Who isn't just some local tough guy. He's the ceiling saying the headman.
Yeah.
So he's got official standing right. Local law, basically.
Exactly. Law and protector. That dual role becomes really important later. As soon as he hears the bandits are coming, Shijin acts fast. Sounds the bangzi, the wooden clappers.
Like an alarm signal?
Yep, an immediate call to arms, and it works. The sources say 300, maybe even 400 villagers assemble instantly. Armed with spears, clubs, they're ready.
So this is an organized defense, not just panic. Shijin's clearly got local loyalty.
Oh, definitely. And he rides out looking the part. Red armor, green silk jacket, fiery red horse. Very heroic image.
And his weapon. Sources get really specific about it. This 3-pointed, 2-edged, 4-apertured, 8-ringed blade. Why all that detail?
It's shorthand in this kind of literature. It signals high status, specialized skill. This isn't just a weapon, it's a statement. Tells you Shijin is a serious martial artist.
Okay, so Jenda arrives, sees this formidable figure, this organized militia. Does he reconsider?
Not really. He tries a weak negotiation attempt, claims they just need to borrow a path to Wayne, promises to pay later.
Borrow a path. Seriously.
Yeah, it's pretty transparently false. Shijin isn't having any of it, calls them murderers, robbers, basically tells Chenda to ask his knife if it agrees to let them pass.
Oof. Fighting words.
Uh,
So the battle is on. How's it described?
Fierce. Lots of evocative imagery, dragon playing with a pearl, tiger fighting for food. It suggests they're both skilled fighters.
But Shijin has a plan.
Always. It's skill and strategy. After they fight for a bit, Shijin does something risky but smart. He feigns an opening, Meiji Pozan, makes himself look vulnerable.
Ah, baiting the trap.
Exactly. And Chenda, being the impetuous leaping tiger, falls for it hook, line, and sinker. He lunges with his spear right for Shijin's heart,
But she...
dodges. The text says he flashes his waist, incredible agility. He doesn't just block, he catches Chenda and the spear at the same time. And then, using what the sources call ape arms and wolf waist, more of that amazing descriptive language, he just lifts Chenda right off his horse, effortlessly.
Total ownage, so Chenda is captured.
Instantly. Tied up, secured to a pillar in Shijin's courtyard, his followers. They panic and run back to the mountain.
Okay, so the battle itself is decisive.
Yeah. The fleeing followers see him captured. They report back.
And that changes everything for the other two leaders.
Yeah.
This is where the Yiki, the code, really kicks in. Right?
Absolutely. Now, it's not about rescuing him. It's about honoring their oath. It puts them in direct conflict with, well, common sense, the law, everything.
So what do Zuwu and Yang Chun do? They must be devastated.
They are. But Zuwu, remember, he's the divine strategist. His mind clicks into gear. He comes up with the bitter plan, the KNG.
Bitter plan. How so?
It's bitter because it involves total submission, leveraging Shijin's own sense of honor against him. It's pure psychological strategy.
So no rescue attempt, no fight.
None at all. Instead, they walk, on foot, completely unarmed, straight to Shijin's estate, the place where their leader was just defeated.
Wow, that takes guts. Or desperation?
Or profound loyalty. They arrive, kneel down, and start weeping. They invoke their oath, not seeking to be born on the same day, only wishing to die on the same day.
That's the classic oath of brotherhood, isn't it?
It is, and they explicitly compare themselves to the most famous sworn brothers in Chinese history, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and Liu Bei. They're framing their loyalty as something sacred.
So what's the ask?
This is the brilliant, bitter part. They ask Shijin to capture them too, to hand all three of them over to the authorities and collect that 3,000 won reward.
What? They're asking you to turn them in?
Yes. They say they won't live if their brother is dead. They'd rather die together. Take the reward, they're basically saying, but you have to take all of us.
That is, wow. That completely flicks the script on Shijin.
It's checkmate. He's faced with this incredible display of Yiki Shunzong profound righteousness and loyalty. He's trapped.
How so? He has the bandits. The law is on his side.
But remember his other role. He's not just the head man. He's a hero in the Jianghu, the world of martial artists and good fellows. If he hands over men who have shown such ultimate loyalty, especially after they appealed to him like this...
His reputation would be ruined.
Exactly. He'd be seen as greedy, dishonorable, ridiculed by every good man out there. That damage in his world is worse than losing the reward money.
So his personal code of honor clashes with his official duty.
Precisely. And to navigate this, he falls back on an old saying, a fierce tiger does not eat subdued meat. Da chong buchi furo.
Meaning, a true power, a noble predator, doesn't attack those who have completely submitted or appealed to a higher principle.
That's the idea. It allows him to preserve his honor while resolving the situation. He recognizes their loyalty as admirable even if they are outlaws.
So the resolution.
Total reversal. He unties Chenda. He treats all three of them not as prisoners, but as honored guests. Gives them the best seats, shangzuo at a feast he throws for them, wine, food, the works.
Incredible. And then just lets them go.
Sends them back to their mountain stronghold, completely unharmed. Heroic honor completely trumped his role as headman.
Shijin fights them, he wins, and then he lets them go, which is unusual.
Very. But that act, sparing their lives, it creates this immediate, powerful social debt. And the outlaws, they knew exactly how to play that.
They did. They understood that just saying thanks wasn't enough. They needed something tangible.
A material bond. So pretty soon after he lets them go, under a moonless night, very sneaky, they send the first gift, 30 taels of garlic strip gold. What a description.
Yeah, it really paints a picture. And this whole give cycle, it wasn't really optional, was it? It was almost like forced loyalty.
Totally. Shijin apparently refused at first. He must have known how dangerous this was. Accepting gold like that is basically proof of collaboration.
But he eventually takes it. And that's the key moment. He's not just making friends. He's doing this social ritual. To refuse their respect, as they'd see it.
Right.
That would have been a massive insult. Maybe even more dangerous than taking the gold.
So he's trapped by social rules.
Yeah.
And then they immediately up the ante.
Yeah, they don't wait long.
Yeah.
But half a month later, after the text says they did some pillaging.
Nice euphemism.
Right, they sent gift number 2, a string of large pearls. Very impressive.
Okay, so now we're moving from just gold to serious luxury goods. This stuff screams successful banditry.
Absolutely. And by taking the pearls, Shijin's pretty much crossed the line. He's not neutral anymore. He's an active accomplice, at least in the eyes of the law, if anyone found out.
And the social pressure is still there, right? He feels he has to reciprocate. He has to show he can match their level of, quote, respect.
Exactly. He needs to maintain that balance, so he prepares his own gifts.
And they're pretty lavish, too. He goes to the county town and buys 3 bolts of this expensive red brocade, gets them made into 3 embroidered robes, plus 3 huge boiled fat sheep. He's showing off a bit, maybe.
Well, he's showing he's serious. He's signaling, okay, I accept this alliance, I have the resources, and I understand the risk.
Which brings us to the guy who messes everything up, the delivery guy.
Oh, Wang Si, the head steward.
And he has this amazing nickname, Sai Bodeng.
Which means, like, rivals Bodang,
Yeah.
referencing some legendary competent hero.
Exactly. He's known for being smooth, good with officials, a great talker. The irony is just painful.
It really is. Because the story sets him up as this reliable figure.
The perfect guy for the job.
But he's the weak link. Shijin trusts him completely.
Yeah.
Uses him to deliver these risky return gifts, and then, crucially, the big invitation.
Yeah, the invitation that seals the deal. After all these back and forth gifts, Shijin decides to make it official.
Right. He plans a feast for the Mid-Autumn Festival, the 15th night, 8th month. Big holiday, moon viewing, drinking. Sounds nice.
So Wang Si delivers the invitation letter. The outlaws are thrilled. They accept, write a formal reply.
The crucial reply letter.
Yes. And they even give Wang Si 5 taels of silver as a thank you. Mission accomplished. He should just go home.
But he doesn't.
No.
Oh.
Here's where human weakness just takes over. Wang Si loves his wine. A lot.
Okay. How much is a lot?
Well, the allies give him over 10 bowls up at their mountain hideout, which is already quite a bit.
10 bowls. Wow. But
And then, on his way back, he meets another bandit messenger. They stop at a village tavern.
Oh, no.
And he has another 10-plus bowls.
So he's had over 20 bowls of wine.
Mm-hmm.
That reliable diplomat.
Yeah. The text says he's literally staggering, taking 1 step and falling once. He can barely walk.
I can imagine.
He makes it less than, a few miles from the tavern and just collapses. Passes out cold in a forest patch on the grass.
And the reply letter.
In his pocket, along with the silver. The whole future of this alliance, Shijin's safety, it's all just lying there on the grass with a very drunk steward.
Incredible. What rotten luck. Or maybe inevitable luck.
Maybe. Because who finds them? Not just anyone.
Let me guess. The hunter.
Bingo. Li Ji, nicknamed Biaotu.
Snaring rabbit. The name says it all, doesn't it? He's literally the local opportunist.
Exactly. He finds this guy passed out, sees the silver, and immediately thinks, hang on, where did he get this kind of money?
And he probably knows who Wang Si is, right? Works for the rich Shijin.
Presumably. But Li Ji also knows something else, something much more valuable.
The reward.
The reward. There's a huge bounty out from Huayin County, 3,000 guan, a fortune, for the capture of Zhu, Chenda, and Yang Chun.
Ah, and Wang Si is carrying.
The reply letter, with their names on it. Proof of contact.
Oh, that's bad. Really bad. So Li Ji puts 2 and 2 together.
Instantly. He strips Wang Si, takes the silver, and crucially, takes that letter. Even if he can't read well, he recognizes the names. This is his lottery ticket.
He's got the drunk steward, the money, and the written evidence linking Shijin to wanted criminals. He's definitely turning him in.
Absolutely. The 3,000 guan is too tempting. This bounty system, it basically weaponizes greed against these kinds of secret dealings.
Okay, so now let's shift back to Wang Si.
Yeah.
He eventually wakes up.
Yeah, around the second watch, middle of the night, he realizes the silver's gone and the letter's gone. Panic sets in. He knows this is a disaster.
A colossal disaster. So what does he do? Does he run back to Shijin and confess?
This is the critical moment, the fatal calculation. He thinks it through.
Okay.
He reasons. If I admit I got drunk and lost the letter, Shijin will be absolutely furious. He'll fire me for sure. my reputation.
Saibodang.
My whole Saibodang thing, my status in the household, it'll be destroyed.
So he's not thinking about the danger to Shijin or the estate or the outlaws.
Yeah.
He's thinking about his job.
Primarily, yes. It sounds crazy, but he prioritizes saving face, protecting his own position, over warning his master about imminent military danger.
Wow. That hierarchy of fear? It's pretty revealing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fear of social shame versus fear of, well, soldiers surrounding the house.
For him, maybe losing that status, that nickname, felt like a kind of death sentence in itself. So he decides to lie.
A big lie.
A devastating lie. He cooks up this story to make his failure sound like competence.
How does he spin that?
When Shijin asks, hey, where's the reply letter? Wang Si says something like, oh, I told them not to bother writing one.
What? Why?
He claims he said, why bother with a letter? Plus, I had a few drinks myself, and I was worried I might lose it or mess something up on the road.
He blames potential incompetence to cover up actual incompetence. That's bold.
It's incredibly bold. He's basically saying, I didn't bring the letter back because I was being extra careful.
And Shijin? Does he buy it?
Hook, line, and sinker. He actually praises Wang Si, tells him he's truly capable, and that the nickname Sai Budang is well-deserved.
Oh, the irony is just crushing. That misplaced trust based entirely on a self-serving lie.
It seals their fate. Shijin, completely unaware of the real danger, happily goes ahead with the feast preparations.
So the Mid-Autumn Festival arrives, the night of the feast.
Yeah, and the text paints this beautiful picture. Clear night, bright moon like a silver disc, smell of osmanthus flowers. Everything's perfect.
Setting the scene for tragedy.
Totally. Shijin's got a huge spread ready. A whole sheep, like over 100 chickens and geese. It's a massive banquet.
And the guests arrive.
The 3 outlaw leaders show up. They're cautious, though. They come on foot. No horses too conspicuous.
Smart.
Armed only with simple knives, nothing too military. Shijin takes them to the back garden, the most private spot, and tells his guys to lock the mayor estate doors, trying to keep things secure.
A futile gesture, as it turns out.
Completely futile. So they're there, enjoying the wine, admiring the moon. The text says exchanging stories of old times and new plans. A brief moment of camaraderie.
Almost peaceful.
Almost. And then, bam!
The ambush springs.
Suddenly, this huge shout erupts from outside the garden wall. Then chaotic torchlight everywhere.
Not subtle.
Not at all. The trap wasn't sprung by some clever spycraft from the outlaws' enemies. It was sprung because of that government bounty meeting, Wang Si's drunkenness, and Li Ji's opportunism.
The whole chain reaction paying off in the worst way.
Shijin knows immediately something's wrong. He yells at his staff, don't open the gates, which is right there a treasonous act. He's protecting the outlaws.
Choosing sides.
Instantly, he grabs a ladder, climbs up to peek over the wall, and sees exactly what he feared.
The authorities.
Oh, yeah. The county lieutenant from Huayin on horseback, 2 police chiefs, and soldiers. Lots of soldiers.
How many?
The text says 300 to 400 soldiers surrounding the entire estate.
300 or 400.
Mm-hmm.
Against Shijin and maybe, a handful of outlaws inside? That's an overwhelming force.
Completely. And they're carrying serious gear, steel forks, those nasty puda glaives, things called lucaziu meant for trapping people. They're not there to talk.
No negotiation possible.
None. The police chiefs are yelling, don't let the strong thieves escape. It's over. The feast has become a siege.
And this is the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shijin is totally exposed. His attempt to juggle being a respectable landowner and a secret friend to outlaws, it just blew up.
Absolutely. It forces his hand. There's no going back now. The disaster is basically what pushes him towards fully joining the larger outlaw world the heroes the novel is really about.